Hey, I'm back with another exciting tutorial nobody asked for. What we're doing on this one is we're taking a look at the merge sort, and I just did a tutorial using a very simple example. And now what we've done is we're taking it up a notch to look at a different data type. So we're using, in this case, we're using a tuple, which allows us to mix data types. So it's almost like a map in a way, but it's an array. So just taking off from that last tutorial, and all I've done is updated the code in here. So I'm going to walk through this and I'll show you that this works. So this is how you could get the highest scoring player for a leaderboard, but this is a very simple example. So what I've done is I've created an array of tuples, and this has a string, which is essentially the int is the score. Just think of that as a score, and then I have the player name in here, right? So the idea is that we create an array of tuples with the player's score and the player's name, right? And then I just create a basic tuple here of the same data type right here, just kind of a blank one, just to have that. Remember, we have the whole merge sort thing going on. So here is, I put it in a file. If you didn't watch that other tutorial, I literally just copied this straight off of the Epic Games website and put it into a blank file. And I called it sorting algorithm, and it has this function in here called merge sort. It has to take in an array, and that's what those square brackets mean. And then it needs a compare function. And this is where things get tricky, but the type can be of any type, but it has to be, how would you say it? It has to be of the same type that is inside of the array. So if the array, it's an array of tuples, then these need to be the individual tuple elements themselves. And this whole function returns a sorted array. And that's what this is, right? So just copy it and put it in there. And then all you need to worry about is calling this merge sort. That's all you got to worry about. And then you have to worry about comparing a compare function that works. Now, so when we go to call merge sort, right, this is the most important line of code right here. So when we go to call the merge sort, it wants an array and it wants a compare function. And the compare function needs to be of the same type that the elements in the array are. So the elements in the array are a tuple, so our function needs to have that same type. So we specify a tuple of an int and a string, and a tuple of an int and a string, and we return a tuple with an int and a string. And that's why we have this here, because I'm saying it's going to return this. And I'm not doing anything with this value, but this is just what we're setting it up to do, right? And then when we create a tuple, we can access its elements in the same way that we access an array element. So here is an example of that. This is a tuple, and if I want to compare, the thing about the merge function though is it's really set up to compare integers. So here it's going to sort integers, right? So here I'm telling it to access the integer element in that tuple by putting left 0. I'm saying access the integer in that tuple, and here compare those. And then it's like I'm just sending in integers and a list of integers, but I'm actually sending in tuples, and I'm saying, hey, get the first element in each tuple, which is a value, and then sort those from low to high. So it's going to essentially go through this array and sort it from low to high. So, and then that merge sort wants an array, and then it wants this function that has to have the same data type elements as the array itself, which is a tuple and an int and a string. So then after we do that, I go ahead and I get the length of the array. Because I know the array is going to be sorted from low to high, then all I need to know is how long is this array, right? And then whatever that value is, I put it in a thing called winner index, right? We don't even need this in here, but this just prints out everything that's in the array, the sorted array, just so you can see what's going on there. And then here is really the star of the show function. What we do is we get that sorted array, and then we have to take the winner index, which however many elements are in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to come back with a value of 5, but knowing arrays, it's going to be -1, right? Because it's really, as far as array index value goes, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 5 minus 1 is 4. So I'm saying, since I know the array is now sorted, get the last element, because that's going to be the highest one, and assign it to player tuple, because remember the elements are tuples inside of it. Once we have that player tuple, the first value is an int, the first element's an int, the second is a string. So I'm saying get that string of that last element of this array that I know has been sorted and apply that to winning player name. And then I just print out a string saying the winner player right now is winning player name. And so this is a way that all you'd need to do is figure out a way to populate this array with these values, and that shouldn't be hard to do. Like you could have, as people spawn in, you're giving them, they're getting an array value. Within all these could be initialized to 0 to start with, and then you'd have to just have some sort of function to update the scores as they go along. So you could create your own system really that's not very complicated, but it would give you the leaderboard functionality because it could sort through this array of tuples, sort by score, and then you just get that last index value and then pull out the player's name from that last index value. And that's what we're doing here. We're pulling out the player's name from that second element in the tuple, which is the string, which is the name. I want to show you that this works, right? So according to this, Jordine should print out as the winner. And so let's see if that's what happens. So we'll go into Unreal Editor, we'll go verse code, build verse code. According to my theory, what should happen is it should print out Jordine as the winner. So let's jump in here and go start game and see what happens. It'll just be on the screen for a second. See, the winning player right now is Jordine, 555. That wasn't on the screen very long. So take care, have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.